Have you ever experienced a work that spoke to your soul profoundly, that seemed to transcend time and space? Well, the work that did that for me the very first time I heard it is Ola Yelo's Sunrise Mass. It is an amazing work. It lifted me right out of myself. Hi there, my name is Linda Ginrich, and I am the conductor of Master Chorus Eastside, and this is the fifth in our Songs for the Soul series, Choral Music for These Trying Times. Yelo is a Norwegian-born composer who now lives here in the United States. He composed Sunrise Mass in 2008. MCE performed it in 2015, and it was indeed transcendent, which happens to be one of MCE's core values. It means rising beyond the ordinary, surpassing limits, and it drives us to seek out transcendent works like Sunrise Mass. The work as a whole is in 4 movements, and although Yelo used the Latin text from the Roman Catholic Mass, he really created a kind of secularized Mass for humanity. He calls it a meditative journey from the heavens to the earth, from darkness to light, and ultimately to the sunrise of self-awareness, hence the title. The first movement, which he calls Spheres, in it he uses double choir in blocks of sound with overlapping blurred phrases punctuated by silences, as if we are floating freely in the cosmos. Even visually, the score is wide with lots of long-held notes and rests. He creates contrasts in the middle 2 movements with busy melodies and bustling rhythms, as if humanity is scurrying across the face of the earth. My focus in this talk, however, is on the last movement, Identity and the Ground. In it, he summarizes the preceding 3 movements, and then he moves on beyond them into a sublime peace. In the beginning, Identity, Yelo circles back to the music that we heard in the first movement, Spheres. It's as if we have turned to look back towards the heavens for just a moment. The text is Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus Sabaoth. Holy, 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 Lord God of hosts. There's a prominent solo violin that Yelo says represents the individual, the emergence of a conscious self, thus called identity. He then moves into a completely new section, the ground, which is really rather like a hymn. The text is from the Benedictus of the Mass, and it begins, Pleni sunt caeli et terra. Heaven and earth are full of thy glory. The solo violin is gone. The voices are united in homophony. The harmonies are straightforward. They're solid. There's a strong bass line, as if the music were rooted in the very planet itself. Yelo says that this section is completely different from the rest of the Mass. He says that after all the darkness and the tension, it embodies release and resolution. It represents the earth, and that we as human beings are grounded in nature, in ourselves, and in one another. And finally comes Dona, nobis, pacem, grant us peace. The solo violin returns one last time, floating above blocks of choral sound and silences. Hear it as a benediction on humanity. Grant us peace. In the midst of a pandemic and financial suffering, let it wash over you as you listen. We need it right now. Here's a link to a performance of the last movement. You find the same link in the description box below, as well as the text and the translation, so you can follow along. It will help you transcend time and space. The music has not stopped. We will sing again. Till next time.